Love and light, you beautiful soul. I welcome you and thank you for joining me on this acceptance meditation. Information that will be delivered to you is passed through me and is a message directly from Source, from the Divine, Prime Creator, from God Almighty. I am but a vessel for this information to pass through. Full acceptance of what is brings with it a sense of joy and bliss and peace that nothing else comes close to. To be acceptant of life's struggles and hardships, knowing that they are part of the bigger picture, that they are just another scene in the play of life, and the scene to follow will bring joy and bliss. That without those hardships we would not appreciate the good times. That without those villains in life, the superhero that you are would lose all meaning of its being. I trust you are sat comfortably, that you are relaxed and in this moment, that you are grounded and aware. And I would like for your thinking mind to take a seat for a moment. There's a comfortable sofa behind you to your right, and I would like for your doing mind to go and take a seat there. Your thinking mind. And I'd like for your subconscious mind to come forward and to be the one that listens and is aware, that takes this journey with me. Your higher self, your subconscious mind, the part of you which dictates who you are. I'd like to start by taking 3 deep, mindful breaths in and out together, bringing in clean universal energy and breathing out anything which no longer serves us, or the stale old energy and events, or the tensions and tightnesses we may have collected since we last meditated together. Breathing in and out. Picturing clean, fresh energy coming in from Source above us as we breathe in, going right to the tips of our toes, and as we breathe out, coming back up and out of our mouths, anything that is not divine love and light, anything which is not acceptance and bliss. In and out. Today's journey, we're going to take a walk together that starts off in a field, a majestic, picturesque countryside panoramic view that is as wide and expansive as the depths of your mind. That is as limited and limitless as the fabric of reality itself. It is part of the whole, and we are here now in this moment to to take this journey together, to experience this powerful personal journey that is just for you. And as you picture yourself stood in this field, you can feel the warmth of the sun kissing your face. You can sense the crisp, cool breeze as it caresses your skin. You can see the beauty of the nature and wildlife around you. Beautiful, majestic and glowing flowers, whilst bumblebees and butterflies flitter around peacefully, going about their business. You are stood in this majestic landscape, knowing that you are part of this. You are nature itself. You can hear the very buzz of all the beings around you. The buzz of the vibration of this place, which is pure love and light. You can feel it deep within you, and it seems to call to you, to pull you towards it. And as you take a deep breath in, breathing in all of this experience around you, all of the sensations which are at the tips of your fingers, you fully embrace all aspects of where you are and who you are, tasting the nectar at the back of your throat as the truth seems to float up and into your very being. The essence of the divine within you is clear. It's clear to see, to hear, to feel, to taste and to touch. In front of us there is a jungle, a beautiful jungle that we seem to effortlessly float towards. And as we enter this majestic land, we realise that it is full of, again, bliss, wonder, love and light, beings of all varieties, all shapes and colours, all colours and creeds, all beliefs, all understandings, all orientations and creations, all separate, yet all the same, all individual, yet all part of the collective, all part of the whole, all part of the one. And as we enter this realm, we are accepted completely and instantly by all beings there, by all aspects of this land, this environment, this reality we call life. A little way in front we see a clearing. We walk towards the clearing, and as we step into it, what we have left behind us seems to float away bringing us completely and fully into now. The amazing and joyful experience that has brought us enlightenment and a connection to ourselves and all beings around us like never before is past. We accept this, and we accept what is to come, as well as accepting where we are right now. In this clearing, there is a small river, and there is a boat tied to the bank. And as you get into this boat, you sit down, and the current takes you peacefully downriver. As you pass round the bend, a little way into your journey, you see a loved one who is no longer with us on this earthly plane. And as you approach them, you want to stop the boat, to get off and to communicate with them, to see them and to be with them. But the river seems to quicken and seems to take us past them with more vigour than the rest of the journey this far. There is a sense that you want to try to paddle upstream, to paddle back to them, to fight the current, to try to deny what is and change what has just happened. But this sense, although it enters you, you see it, you picture it, you watch it, and you allow it to float through, like watching a cloud float overhead. You cannot control that cloud. You cannot dictate where it floats to, if it stops or if it carries on. You just watch the cloud, being observant and grateful for the fact it exists, grateful for having experienced it at all. What has just been has gone. We are fully acceptant of where we are now and excited for the journey ahead. And as we continue to float majestically down this stream, we come to a fork in the river. To the left, it seems expansive. There seems to be an essence of excitement and wonder. The trees look beautiful, and there seems to be a ray of light in the distance shining through the leaves. To the right seems to be more challenging. The river seems to narrow, seems to be more restrictive, and the whole feeling seems less and darker. In front of us, we have a choice, and everything in life is free will, and to align with and attract that from the universe, all we must do is align ourselves vibrationally. That said, we do not understand the process and the journey until we have reached the end. Knowing where you are going, knowing you will get there, and that no matter what happens, you will keep the faith of who you are and why you are here. All rivers lead back to the ocean. All rivers take the path of least resistance in order to serve the greatest and most abundant route possible. And as you come to this junction, we will it. We will the boat, we will ourselves to take the path to the left, the path that seems more ambient and joyful. Yet the boat seems to be taking us to the right. The river seems to be guiding us into the unknown, into what seems like a hard time ahead. And again, we try frantically for almost a flitter of a moment to think, I want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. I want to go the way I choose, not the way I'm being led. And again, this sense of acceptance washes over us as the wind blows us to the path to the right, and a sense of full acceptance comes over us. We know the duality of reality dictates that for light to exist, there has to be darkness for it to fill. To understand what love and compassion is, we have to experience fear and hatred. And we are here to observe, to watch, to experience it all as part of the whole. Each scene of our life creating the magnificent play that is our life. And as we continue to float on down the stream, we fully accept that we feel less abundant and slightly more restricted than before. But this is fully accepted and embraced, and we are grateful for the chance to take this journey. This journey we take alone, but together at all times. This journey which I am always here to assist you along. And as we pass around the next bend, we come back into sight of the path to our left, and we see why we did not take that path, for it is ending at a waterfall which plummets down into a lake below and then continues along its path, but one, if we had taken, that would have surely smashed the very boat we were in, that would have destroyed the vessel that we were taking this journey within. And we now see why we were led down the path we were. That sometimes what we think is best is not the case, and that we must be acceptant of where we are led by the divine, by the universe. We must trust in ourselves and our abilities and where the universe leads us, knowing it has our best interests at heart at all times, knowing that we control and we create our own realities and our own lives, and we are responsible for the happiness within them. But we do not always understand the journey, and to be fully acceptant of the path we are led down, with the knowledge that it will take us to where we are going. We approach what looks like a cave. And it seems to beckon and call us. But as we approach this junction in the river, we realise this is somewhere we can go, but it is for another time. And that in fact, the journey for today, although never complete and never at an end, this journey we have taken together is coming to completion. The boat majestically stops at the side of the bank, and we effortlessly float out. And as we seem to float up and out of the boat, we believe we're going to come to a stop on the bank. but instead we seem to continue to float up, being pulled up and up and up. And we realise that the sun is pulling us in that body of divine love and light, which without we would not have this life. The very force which brings arise the nature, which allows us to thrive on this planet, gives light to countless beings in what it does, in who it is. The sun shines, does not ask anybody else if it is allowed to shine, if it is good enough to shine, if it should shine. It just shines. It does not need another's approval or recognition for what it does. The sun is the sun, and it shines. And if it did not shine, it would not be the sun. It would not be completing or fulfilling the reason it exists. And as we float up into the sun, we fully integrate with the sun, with that divine feeling, with that acceptance and complete knowledge of who we are and why we are here. The energy of the sun, of the divine, that pure white, golden love and light entering our body, filling up every atom of ourselves, filling up the space in every molecule and between every molecule, every atom becoming pure, complete, abundant and limitless love and light. Completely acceptant of what is and what is to come, as well as what has been, knowing it is all part of the journey, it is all part of the story of your life. And as you float back down from the sun towards the ground, float back into the meadow and back towards a majestic tree stood upon a hill in the middle of the meadow. And as you float back down, landing softly and peacefully next to the tree, you hug the tree, feeling its very essence, becoming the tree itself, fully grounded and secure in this very place, in this very time, in now. Knowing that everything is just as it is meant to be. Everything is perfect. Every event this far has led you this far. And without the journey you would not be who you are, or able to continue the journey to come to where you will. And as you ground yourself fully and completely into now, growing your roots deep into the earth, knowing that the storms of life are what allow you to grow your roots deep, your trunk solid and your branches firm yet flexible. That if there were not the storms of life, you would not grow such a deep root system. You would not be so solid, grounded or secure in who you are. And as you bring awareness back into yourself, back into your body, back into your breath, I want you to come back into now, opening your eyes and being fully and completely wide and awake in all aspects, being completely revitalized, energized, and with a new sense of passion, but acceptance of who you are and where you are, as well as a knowledge of where you are going and how to get there, accepting fully and completely everything which comes along, that nothing is to block your path, but only to be learnt from, to be accepted in order to understand how to learn to pass around it, over it, or under it, or even through it. I love you all. And until next time, namaste.